Hello, people of YouTube. I haven't made a video in a while, but I am gonna be playing catch up now. So I'm gonna start off where we left off with my last video. I'm gonna finish by finishing my first month of Dragon Ball Z / comic book reviews. The comics I'm gonna be reviewing today are Grayson #7 and Batman and Robin issue number 39. And the episode I am reviewing today, I'm looking just to make sure I get the name right. Goku's new... Welcome back, Goku. Confessions of the Mysterious Youth Trunks. I'll start with the episode. It was a really good episode. I like the scenes of sparring between Trunks and Goku. I thought that was really neat and fun to watch. And I also really like the origins and the storytelling of what happens to the Z fighters. And I just thought it was a really entertaining episode. It was a pretty good episode. I'll just sit it on it. And then I will start with the Grayson review. But this is a very good comic. What happens in the comic, there are potential spoilers in here. I highly recommend reading this book if you want to like pause the video, quickly read the book, and then watch this video, or whatever. This is a good comic. I especially like how they actually incorporated Bible stuff into this comic, and I thought it was really neat. Because, while they are fighting in the Fist of Cain, and, some background information, throughout, like, the first, story arc in Grayson, they've been collecting, like, these super organs that have all kinds of super different abilities. But this is the last one, what is the super brain, what causes people to just become like instantly angry. And the main bad guys of the comic are this organization called the Fist of Cain. And they go undercover as a band and cause this big riot at like this festival / concert thing. What leads to a big fight, but meanwhile the fight begins. Grayson has recently been captured by the organization that Midnighter works for. And he has to, this is where the Bible stuff comes in. He is talking to the head of Midnighter's agency. And it actually talks a lot about forgiveness and how we're not supposed to cast judgment and stuff like that. What I really enjoyed. well, I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because I really enjoyed it, and I think it was definitely my most favorite part of the book, so I wouldn't necessarily want to give too much of that away. But I loved this issue. It was a very good, solid issue, and I really liked the Grayson comic book title, just because, like, you get the feeling of a superhero comic, and, it's like a superhero comic book, but it also has a feel of like an old James Bond film at times. I really like the James Bond films also. So it was a great issue. It was. And then I'm down to my last comic book. Now I'll be reviewing Batman and Robin issue number 39. Something that I really enjoyed is like the homage they pay to Action Comics number 1 in the cover. If you look at this cover really close, and then you go and look at the cover for Action Comics number 1, the debut of Superman. It is drawn with different stuff in it, but like the setup is pretty close to the same cover as Action Comics number 1. But that kind of little hint thing I thought was really cool and really neat. And I think I really enjoyed this comic. It actually starts with Damian Wayne using his new superpowers to kind of strike fear into a few of Batman's villains. He doesn't necessarily hurt them, but he does threaten them. Batman ends up having to save the villain because Damian loses his grip on the rope that he's like holding them up with. You get to see this nice bonding, heartwarming conversation with Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne. They're fishing, and Damian Wayne's asking about his powers, and I just thought it was really nice, and that conversation ended really nicely. Then there was this one thing that made me laugh. They had to catch at least one fish before they came back. So Damian Wayne actually flies underneath the water, picks up the boat, and skewers a fish with the fishing pole, and I just thought that was really, really funny. And then then there was this something going on with the Justice League, and Damian was allowed to go with Batman, and then there's some really funny stuff with Damian Wayne meets Shazam, and their conversation, it was hard to read just because it made me laugh really hard, just because you could tell Shazam was being kind of childish, but Damian was being really grown up in his side of the conversation. And just those two points bouncing off of each other was just hilarious. I also really enjoyed this issue. It's actually one of my most favorite comics that I've honestly read in a pretty long time. And, the verse that I'm gonna quote today is, John 3:17. I'm gonna do the King James Version. God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that through him the world shall be saved. And this was my last Dragon Ball review until I do this mini-series coming up where I'm going to be reviewing the Android Saga and Forever Evil. So with that being said, may God be with you and see you next time.